So I want to do a podcast. Um, Another one. Yeah, I want to do a podcast, but I guess I don't know what to talk about, and I don't know what um yeah. To be honest, I probably shouldn't be doing a podcast. I should be doing the work that I'm supposed to do, which is one, the theory of change for Edna Labs, and two, reaching out to prospective customers. Those are the two things that I should be doing. But I don't feel like doing them. And I'm trying to think why. I think it might be because I don't know when or if the payoff for my work is going to come. And for some reason, I'm thinking as I'm talking, so it's making me think of a fear of failure, and it's making me think, hey, the only way I can, or something in my mind is saying, like, the way that you can have control over this to get the exact outcome you will expect is by not doing anything. And then the outcome that you will get and that you are basically expecting is failure. That feels real. That feels like that's what it is. Like, that's what um, I think that's what it is. I think that's what my fear of failure is. But I don't know. It could be. It might not be. You know, like I recently had pretty a pretty big like personal failure, I think. Um I applied for a job that I was so sure I was gonna get. And when I got to the interview, it just went so badly. So badly. Fully my fault. Um I think the basic thing is when obviously in a recruiting process, you always want to be aligning your skills and experience to the job spec and basically be showing why you're the best person for this particular job, which I did in my CV and the cover letter thing. But then when I got into the interview, I don't know why, I just messed it up. So, yeah, big recent sort of personal failure. And I do kind of think I have a bit of a fear of failure, like that is keeping me from attempting things. Like, obviously, no one likes to fail, but like not doing things so that you can control the outcome. And because you didn't try, you technically didn't fail, right? Like, that's a thing I've heard before. And it feels kind of real. It feels kind of real. Like, this fear of failure thing is definitely something I've been wrestling with. Anyway, so the past couple of days, I've been just chugging coffee and working like a lot. And I think that not giving myself the time to like even think about failing has um has worked. Yeah, I'm literally thinking of like how did I used to motivate myself like for gym? Like I was really good with gym stuff. And I'm trying to think like how did I motivate myself for that? Um and I used to watch like YouTube videos of like, you know, bodybuilders and, fitness influencers training in the gym. And it's weird in a way, like obviously the reason why I wanted to go to gym in high school especially was so that I could, be like buff and, so girls would pay attention to me kind of a thing. Um, but like quickly, very quickly, it kind of changed. And I only realized this now looking back, but like it became more about being one of those guys, you know? And which guys am I talking about? The fitness influencers. And what did they do? They went to gym and they were like jacked. And the being jacked was an output of going to gym, but at the same time, being in the gym was a part of that being jackedness. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know how to say that. Like, it's a part of that lifestyle, it's part of that identity, and I wanted that lifestyle and that identity to a certain extent. Um, like it just came with the territory. So it made, besides actually going and sorry, besides, at some point getting the thing and starting to like look muscular, there was a lot of joy that came directly just from doing the thing that the muscular guys did. So now, so I think I got some sort of motivation out of that. And before I went to gym, I used to like watch a bunch of motivational videos. I think they call them Sigma grind sets now. And we I didn't I, we I was in boarding school, I was in boarding school, so I literally wasn't even allowed to listen to music. So I used to watch these videos on YouTube. Then um that's what would hype me up for the workout. And I never used to warm up. Now, the way I get myself like keen for a workout, even if I'm tired, is I'm like, look, I'm just gonna basically I tell myself, I lie to myself. I say I'm just gonna go warm up. And like I know that once I finish warming up, I'll feel like doing the rest of the workout. 9 times out of 10, if I don't feel like working out, if I do the warm up, I will feel like doing it. That, that 10% of times, that one time, yeah, But even then, I do push myself because I'm already here, I've done the warm up, whatever. But yeah, right now I just don't feel like working. And yeah, just to go back to the reason why I'm talking about all this stuff, I don't feel like working. The analogy I'm trying to use is gym, but then there's also that fear of failure thing, and then there's also yeah. So a couple things that I'm actually just getting out of talking through this. One is the big task that I want to do, which is like email or reach out to all these people, I should probably break that down into something very small and manageable and not as overwhelming as all this stuff that I have to do or actually want to do because I want to be one of those guys. Two, and that leads me to my second point. Two, I want to be one of those guys. The person, just sorry, back to this idea. The person who made this thing be a thing for me was Jerry Seinfeld, who was like, if you don't know Jerry Seinfeld, he might be the most like financially successful stand-up comedian in history. I think he's literally like a billionaire from reruns of his show Seinfeld. But before Seinfeld, he was a stand-up comedian. And the reason why he was a stand-up comedian was because he saw stand-up comedians doing comedy and he was like, I want to be one of those guys. That was it. He just wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And that's it. That's literally it. Like, and I think that's how I feel about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. Like, at this point, I think more than being like wealthy or famous or uh I don't know, all the other things that I think come with being like super successful as an entrepreneur. I think I just want to be one of those guys. I just want to be one of those guys. Like, that's it. And I've been saying guys this whole time. I I'm thinking of women entrepreneurs, and I don't mean to be exclusionary. Sorry, that's a bad habit. But yeah, I want to be one of those people. I really do. Um, so keeping that thought in mind, like, yo, when you're sitting watching YouTube, you are not necessarily living up to what one of those guys, those people would be doing or be living up to. You're not doing that. So that's the second point. The first one is just bring it down to a bite-sized chunk. The second point is not so much what would those guys do, but more of like, it's like I'm playing dress up. It's like I'm playing a character. It's fun. It's like, yeah, be be one of these people you aspire to be. You don't have to. I mean, there was a point where name a successful entrepreneur was in their bedroom or in their garage or whatever it is, on their laptop or with their little notebook or whatever, doing the or with their phone, doing the first steps to set up the business. That's what this is. It's part of the story. It's part of the journey. It's part of the hero's journey or whatever. Cool. So that's it. So that's the second thing. The fear of failure one is a bit deeper in a way, and I think it needs maybe like affirmations or something, like, because like, I don't know, yeah, I don't know, is it a fear, is it a fear of failure? I don't know. You can send me a message or reply in the comments or whatever on like your thoughts of fear of failure. But like, I think it is. I think the way I've described it, I think it is a fear of failure. Um, and the solution to that, I don't know what the long-term solution is. I don't know what it is. But I do know that a symptom of it is this procrastination. It's this like not wanting to do this thing that I've been wanting to do. Literally every time I go into the office, all I can think about is can't wait until I get home so I can work on my business. Not because it's profitable, because I've spent more of my own money trying to set up this particular business than I've got from it. As a matter of fact, I haven't gotten any money from this particular business yet. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's it. You're sort of describing, I've diagnosed the problem. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe I need like a line or like, like a one-liner from like some entrepreneur about like, not even, it doesn't have to be an entrepreneur, from some person, but that has to do with like a fear of failure and like still somehow just doing it. Just do it, Nike, just do it. Facts, that might be it. It's like jumping into a cold pool. Like, you don't think about if you think about it too much and you're like, and you start like weighing up the trade-offs. It's like, you know, before you jump in, it's going to be cold, but like, Swimming is going to be fun. That's why you changed into your swimming costume and went to the swimming pool. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, this is my rant for today. I don't even know if this is technically Lab Diaries. This is me just talking and recording it. Yeah. I won't even like I'm trying to think like should I like make content right now? And maybe I should do like a work with me vibe. Um but it'll literally just be me sending emails for like a few hours or 1 hour because like I have it. That's the thing is, I actually have energy. I actually have energy. I just feel very lazy. Okay. Anyway, um, yeah, there we go. That's a podcast, I guess.